the shooter, shooting shit the right way.
Y'all know what's going on. What's the damn deal, man? You're kicking it with King, man. And I got another King with me, KING.KIDD. KING.KIDD, man. Make sure y'all get it right, man. What it do? What it do? Chilling.
Just
say
got off work.
Just got out work. Can't say that. Listen, I appreciate you just came out work, came straight here. I appreciate that.
Yes,
That's
sir.
a big blessing on me. Man, we kicking a whole lot of flavor before the cameras came on, but before we get into that flavor, I'm gonna let you introduce yourself to the people, man. Tell them who you are, where you from, and what you got going on.
Alright, so y'all know I'm your girl KING.KIDD. That's King.KIDD with 2 D's.
Yeah.
Y'all can follow me on all social media, King.KIDD, 2 D's, 4-5. I'm a music artist, I'm an actress, I'm an activist, I'm a poet, I'm a clothing brand owner, got a lot of titles.
Already. They got a lot of titles. There ain't
Yes.
no wrong with that. Titles are good.
They are.
That mean you working. That mean you busy. That mean you handling business.
Yes.
That's good. That's
I
good.
don't like my mind to be stagnant.
I already can't be stagnant because stagnancy ain't going nowhere, man. For real. So tell us about your upbringing, growing up, who you are as a person before we get into these many other titles.
So I was born in Dallas. It's interesting. There was a situation in the first apartment that me and my mom lived in where she said like a gentleman undid the bolts in our door and like it fell forward, but he got so spooked that he like ran away. So she was like, okay, we're moving out of Dallas.
The whole door? Like he was basically trying to break in.
Basically.
And scare himself.
And it was just me and my mom at the time.
Oh,
I think
wow.
I was like 1.5, maybe 2.
Oh, wow.
So she was like, let's move out of Dallas. So we moved to Plano. And I was in Plano up until about 6th grade, then moved to Frisco and graduated high school from there. So
Okay.
I'm a suburb kid, you know.
You a what kid?
Suburb kid.
Ain't no wrong with that, goddamn me.
Oh no, I mean I appreciate
Ain't no wrong
the
with that.
education and access to different things
Nah, for real.
that I had.
Now, at what age did you get into music? And how did the music come about into your life?
Ooh. It's like music has always been a part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Because I found out my dad and my uncle used to sing and rap also. So they would say, you know, when my mom was pregnant, they would sing around me all the time. Then I joined our church choir around maybe 4 or 5.
You joined the church choir young. 4 or 5?
Well, my mom was heavily in the church, so we were at church literally Monday through Thursday, and then Saturday and Sunday.
Wow. Okay, yeah, you was in church.
Yeah. And then I joined my school choir. I was actually the youngest student allowed to join the 5th grade choir, and I want to say I joined them maybe around like 3rd or 4th grade.
For real? So you always had music, always been in your life, it always been some type of musical influences. So after you was born, was the uncle, you say uncle and daddy? Was uncle and daddy any type of influence after you was born on the music, or was it just the singing to you in the stomach?
I would say unconsciously they probably had an effect, because I feel like it's a innate family thing.
Almost like a genetic thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I remember one of my first shows in the DFW, I actually invited my uncle to come watch me perform. And I could see him the whole time. He had like tears in his eyes.
For real?
And when I got off stage, he was like, man, you don't even realize, like, you're the age I was when me and your dad were doing this, and you're performing in one of the same spots that like we used to perform.
Wow, for real, you was performing in one of the same, one of the same venues that they used to perform in.
Yeah.
You playing? That's crazy.
I was like, oh, so this is a family
Right?
thing
No,
for
like
real.
for real, it's crazy how life come full circle like that. Like it probably was, like you said, you probably invited your uncle there, cause like you said, the unknowing influences they done had, but like you don't know what you did for him.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, man.
Exactly. And I've never really seen my uncle cry.
I know, right? So you like, yeah, it kind of threw you off a little bit. Like, how long, man? This nigga crying, man. What I do wrong? You hear me?
Look, you coming off stage after performing, you see a nigga crying, you like,
Nah,
we need to go in the corner right quick. Like,
it's crazy. Okay, so choir at 5. School choir at 3rd or 4th. When did you get into your own music, your own art, your own performing, your own recordings? When did you get into that part?
So, I started off with poetry first.
And I could tell from listening to your music. I could tell.
My tagline is, I'm a conscious poet who makes hip-hop music with a splash of pop and R&B.
Okay.
So it infuses
It
all of that.
That's dope.
So I would say I started writing poetry about maybe 5th, 6th grade. And then that transitioned to short stories, and then I wrote a novel.
You wrote a novel? Is it published?
No.
Okay, you just...
But that's my fault.
Okay.
Wasn't believing in myself at the time.
It ain't too late.
It's not, and I still have it.
Okay.
So possibly one day.
Yeah, possibly one day.
But it was once I found Jill Scott, and I realized that you could literally turn the poetry into music. And I just started finding like some of my favorite R&B songs and like kind of ignoring them singing and just
doing your own thing on it. Right.
And it was like, where has this been
Right.
my whole life? And then like my freshman year of high school, my English teacher, she actually allowed us to study Tupac lyrics for our poetry session. So that's what got me like really interested into hip hop, because once I realized that
it's poetry, basically.
Rap is rhythm and poetry, and I was like,
Exactly.
There's a lane for me for real.
It's a lane for you. It's a big lane for you. The lane for you is really the way it originated and started. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Really. You know what I'm saying? So that's beautiful. That's dope. So when did you drop your first project?
Ooh.
Whether it was a single, mixtape, or whatever it was. When did you drop your first recorded project? Like, this is me.
So unofficially, I had a song that I wrote over Nicki Minaj's Memories, or the collab she had with Drake when she first came out.
Okay. She got a whole bunch of Drake.
I know.
So yeah, I'm about to say I was trying to think, but
the
damn.
first or second album.
Okay.
I can hear the song in my head, but I cannot think of the title right now.
Right.
But I wrote over that, and I actually like posted it to like Twitter and all of that, but I ended up taking it down because nerves got to me. So I went back into the vault and just started writing every day, making songs on my iPad, and then in 2019 is when I dropped my first official single as being an artist, and that was Pretty Smile, and that song really gave me the foundation of like where I am now. Like, off the strength of that song, I met Douglas Elliott, who immediately started putting me on shows through Next Level. Okay. So I was getting like my first couple shows. Like,
so you got acting pretty fast. You got working pretty fast. That's cool. That's dope. One thing I like about you from when I first met you and I got to tap into your music is you're an artist. It seems like every song means something to you, or probably came from a certain place in life. It ain't you ain't just doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's an art. And that's a beautiful thing, man. Let's talk about the daddy issues and tell them about your song first before we get into tell them the song so they go check out the song in the video. Yeah, I went and checked out the song in the video, and it made my 6'3", 300-pound ass get like a little emotional, like, man, say.
And that's why I made it. That's exactly why I made it. So Daddy Issues is as clear as the title, My Daddy Issues. It started with around, I want to say 25-ish. I originally wrote the song in 2016. I wrote the first verse.
Okay.
left it alone.
2016.
2016. That's as far as my emotions would allow me to get through.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a bit of an avoidant personality, so I was
trying
like,
to avoid those issues.
I was like, okay, we gonna deal with this a little bit later.
Gotcha.
And then I ended up meeting a producer, Beat Nerd Hub, and he sent me this beat. And it immediately, I felt the story that needed to be told. And I was like, it has to be this song. Like, unfortunately, I don't want it to be, but...
Yeah. You got to go with that feeling. Like you said, the day you make the choice to not do what you're supposed to do, you causing commotion everywhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I feel that. It just had to be. You know what I'm saying? And you did it, though.
And I still only did the first verse. Still did not write onto it. I laid down the first verse, but that was it.
That was it. You was just there.
So about the end of maybe 2020, I was like kind of in a introspective mode of like, okay, I'm almost about to be 30. What is it that I want to carry with me? What is it that I actually want to leave behind? And what is it that I just want to learn from? And getting into therapy, she was, letting me know that like my relationships, how I view them, have been kind of screwed because of childhood trauma that I've experienced.
Yeah.
And she was like, the only way you're gonna get through it is if you actually talk about it, but you can't hide from yourself. Like if you're gonna talk about it, you actually gotta talk about it. So I was like, well, damn, you called me on my shit. Okay.
She got real.
And I ended up penning the second verse because I'm a huge Marvel fan. You will hear that in almost all of my lyrics. And I was not the hugest fan of Spider-Man, but I watched a documentary that he was doing of like why he created Spider-Man and how. And that influenced the first line where it's like, I wonder if Stan Lee had dad issues painting his paint in the pages.
Yeah.
Because all of his superheroes don't have parent figures.
I ain't never noticed that shit. Or sum up with their parent figure or whatever, yeah.
Or they're fucked up.
Yeah, I ain't never noticed that. Damn. Okay.
So I was like, damn, okay, maybe. Like,
nah, for real. How long?
And that just made me think like, okay, well, in this instance, I could be my own superhero.
Right.
Let me save myself.
Let me save myself.
If this is what I don't want to carry forward, save myself. I can make the conscious decision to heal myself from this. The only reason why I haven't is because I didn't give myself permission to. Because I felt like if I healed from it, I wouldn't be an artist. Because I wouldn't have pain to
You
draw
still would have
from.
been an artist.
But the mind
Yeah,
plays tricks.
the mind works how the mind works. For sure, I understand that completely, yes.
And I really just had to bite the bullet, write
Put it out.
And I still sat on it.
How long? After you finished writing, how long?
Like, I just released it in August. So
it's pretty fresh. I thought it'd been out the way you was talking about it. Okay.
No. What made me actually put it out was losing my producer, Beat Nerd Hub, in February of last year. And he was like a father figure to me. I don't know how he did it. It was sorcery or magic. I don't. But he ended up filling that void.
Filling that void you had
as
missing.
a father figure. And then you add on top of that we just truly jailed.
Yeah.
As an artist and a producer. Like, he understood where
Let me pause you. When you say lost him, what happened to him?
He ended up passing away due to diabetes.
Oh, man.
It
That's
was
tough.
a long fight. He tried to hold on as long as he could. But it was kind of just a downhill battle.
Okay. I understand. Cause like when you came on the podcast on Off the Clock, you know what I'm saying? I heard you talk about it, man. I ain't heard you say nothing about it in the past, and I was like, man, okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got to do this so I can. Okay.
So I try not to think about that.
I understand.
aspect.
I got you. I feel you. Try to keep that element of thought away from you. I got you. I got you.
And he's alive, like
So
again, that gelling of an artist and producer. He left his essence in every track that I have on Conscious King EP. Like, you hear him on every song. And not a lot of people know this. On the title track, Conscious King, he's actually doing the voice of the Bring It Back King for the Missy Elliott sample or whatever. He's doing it. So, like, he's forever on that track.
He's forever with you, for sure.
And
that's dope.
When I do miss him, that's like what I bring up.
And I heard you say something else earlier, and it made me think, like, song daddy issues, you got it out, you put it on paper. It made me wonder and want to ask you, did you ever get over those daddy issues? Did you and your father get it together? Did y'all get it right? Because you said your first show you invited your uncle, and I was like, okay, she didn't invite Pops.
That battle is still currently going.
Okay.
It might have been wishful thinking, but I had the expectation that when I put this song out and he listened to it, his heart would be changed and he would actually be there. But instead, the response that I got was, I'm so glad that you made a song about me. I'm glad I had that big of an impact that...
He must have been listening to them.
So then I, made sure, like, the song is about you and not being there.
Right, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, did you not listen to the song, sir?
And all I got was, no, I got it's about me again. Thank you so much. You should hear this 16 that I got because, I've always wanted to be a rapper. And it's like...
Wow.
I'm gonna block this number for a while.
Wow. Wow.
Kind of just made me like revert back to where I was. But that's the good thing about music, because I listen to this song and I can hear my own pain, and it's like that's what we're not going back to.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. That's dope. That's dope.
Gotta move forward.
So moving forward, right here where we are here today, y'all still no good? Oh man, okay. Well, I hope we get it right one day. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see. My therapist has truly gotten through my head that it is not my responsibility.
It's not your responsibility. It's not. I'm glad your therapist tells you. I'm not a therapist, but I feel like this is what I feel like. Even though you're not a child, but children, which him and your mother created you a child, didn't ask for this. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it's definitely not your responsibility. You know what I'm saying? And I pray he get it right, man, because he missing out on his blessing. Really, you know what I'm saying? So let's talk about these clothes, the faggy, the swaggy fashion.
Yeah, just released my clothing brand. So
how long have you been out?
It's been out about a month and a half. So
you came in here popping, color coordinating, everything.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, for real.
Any piece that you get from online is gonna match. Whether you get the jersey, the sweatpants, the hoodie.
Yeah, okay.
The shoes.
Lee.
The hat. I got them in many colors.
That's what I'm saying. She came in her head to toe match, and I'm like, okay, sauce.
And even if you get the simple KING.KIDD t-shirt,
everything matching, man.
It's still match.
Man, so you can take off the jersey and be like, hold up the outfit.
Exactly.
Put me inside. Killing me. That's how it's supposed to be. So where you planning on taking this line and going up this line and working these people find this line?
So you can find it on my website. That is D as in David, B as in boy, PROD.org.
Okay, police. No.
And I made it simple because I know a lot of people, some people like to visit websites and some people just stick to social media. So if you go on my Facebook or my Instagram on KING.KIDD with 2 Ds.
Go follow her now. KING.KIDD with 2 Ds. Go follow her now.
Yes. You'll be able to find my shop on there, so you can order directly through Facebook and Instagram. You can also follow my actual merch page, which is KING.KIDD with 2 D's merch. Official KING.KIDD 2 D's merch.
Make sure y'all go follow both of those pages, all of those pages, man. Say, now you was telling me,
Hey, your shirt is in the mail.
I appreciate it. I'm waiting on it.
Actually,
I'm waiting on it.
in the next 3 days.
I'm waiting on it. Let's talk about you. Did you say you're an activist?
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
So with getting exposed to conscious hip hop, one of the first couple artists was like Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, NWA, Public Enemy.
Pause. How old are you? Cause you like when you keep talking about the artists, you taking it back, and you look so young.
I know. I'm 30.
You 30? Okay.
Yeah.
You do not look 30, man. Shit, but you taking it back with the artists.
The perfect setup kind of in life, because being born in 93, my cousins were all 80 babies. So when I did get to listen to secular music,
okay, that was gaming you in school. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
Queen Latifah, we talking about you and how you became an activist. You got to being this activist.
They set up the road just actually listening to what they were talking about, and my own personal experience growing up in Plano and Frisco being predominantly white areas. I was the only black kid in my class up until the 4th grade. Had situations with teachers, like I was on a like 8th grade reading level in like the 2nd or 3rd grade. And that's because my teacher in the 1st grade put me in the lowest reading level. I basically had to negotiate with her to put me in the highest reading level, and she was like, the only way I'm going to do that is if you prove to me, so you got to read this book and write this paper on it, and I need to see that you can fully comprehend. Did that, wrote like a 2 or 3 page paper, gave it to her, and was like, so can I get in the blue reading group now?
Yeah.
And from there, it just kind of set up as a justice warrior, because I had to fight for myself just to be seen.
Since they're young.
That's
crazy. Since they're young.
That young. Battling the whole, oh, well, you can't be that smart. Why do you talk so well? Like, why are you always around the adults and they're actually listening to what you're saying?
Well spoken.
Like,
you was taking it in.
My whole life. So then, going into the military.
You was in the military?
Yeah.
More power to you. How long you served?
8 years.
More power to you.
Army. Whew. Those days.
Man. You seem so chill. I don't see you as no military-minded army person, like even wanting to. Like, you seem so zen. I mean, how did that come about?
That just means I'm extra crazy.
I definitely mean you extra something. But I'm trying to see, we finna get back to you being an activist, but how did you get in the army come about?
Realistically, it was not my choice.
No choice?
My senior year, my parents told me, like, right before school started, they're like, hey, unfortunately, we don't have a college fund for you, so you can either get a job and pay for school, move out on your own, or go to the army. I had only had Sonic as a job up to that point. I was like, well, I can't move out on my own. Like, I'm not going to put myself in that hole.
Sonic ain't going to do it.
I don't really know if I can afford to pay for school on my own as well, so I guess Army it is.
Oh, my God.
And the funny thing is, I had to tell my mom the story the other day. My personality did not mesh well with the military, because
I'm trying to see now how was you in the mid, like you just it did. I believe
break you down and build you back up, and their molds didn't work for me.
Yeah.
They couldn't break me down. I got in trouble all the time. My drill sergeants were on my ass.
So you do extra push-ups and laps and shit all the time? Every day.
Just because I was vocal. Like, if I see wrong,
I'm
gonna call out wrong. It don't matter what your rank is. It don't matter what your title is.
Real.
Like, it don't matter who
That's
you are.
real.
if
They didn't like that.
wrong,
People don't like that. People don't like that. People don't like being held accountable.
They don't.
That's what it is. People don't like being held accountable. Man, but we appreciate you for them 8 years though, for real,
Thank
for
you.
real.
Thank you.
But back to this activist, man.
So, I want to say it was Eric Gardner
Eric
that had passed away at the time, and I went to a protest in downtown Dallas. This is the one where there were rumors of a sniper. And they were trying to blame one of the gentlemen that was protesting with us.
I remember that.
And he was with us the whole time.
Yeah, I'm friends with him on
right
Facebook.
Next to the cops.
Yeah, shout out to Mark Hughes, man. Shout out to my guy, man. He walking through that bitch with that toolie on his chest. He like, man, I'm legal and legit. Man, shout out to... So you was in that?
Yeah.
Man, say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seeing the impact of that, but because of the announcement that was made of there being a sniper, and it was literally, we were already done protesting. We were talking, bullshitting to disperse. And that's when all the commotion happened. And I just saw so many kids get trampled and like losing their way from their parents. Like I had to pick up this little boy was like trying to run to safety because we didn't know at the time that there wasn't a sniper. So trying to run with him to safety and keep, in contact with my friends who ran in the other direction and all of that. It kind of sparked something in me. And then again with the personal experience of that, and it was like, okay, now I'm really on fire.
Yeah.
But then when I went back to my unit, because they found out that me and a couple people were down there, one of my sergeants at the time was like, hey, you need to have better discernment on the things that you support and the things that you go to. And I knew what he was saying, but I was like, I need you to explain fully what you're saying. And he was just like,
wow, that's
trying to step on his words and
stuff. He trying to talk around it. I know the situation without even being there, I swear.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And after that, I was like, oh, no, I'm a full-blown activist now.
Like, let me ask you this. Are you a Malcolm or a Martin?
Ooh.
You a Malcolm or a Martin? Talk to me.
I would say I'm both. And that's because Martin started off nonviolent, but he realized the truth and what Malcolm was saying when he first started. And then the reverse, Malcolm started very radical, but then realized the truth in some of the nonviolence that Martin was speaking of. So I'm right in that middle.
Right, you right in the middle.
We can start off with no violence, but if I feel...
But I'm with whatever.
Yeah,
I feel it.
Equal force, man.
Nah, for real, equal force. I'm definitely with that, man. I'm definitely with that. So as an activist, what have that been for you? What are you doing with that and being an activist? What does that mean for you?
I've always been a servant of the people. That goes with my foundation of like getting into music, because I got into it to affect others because it affected me. So it's now been less of the big world, because we do have so many issues, big worlds. But now I want to focus more on the smaller community, because I feel like once the smaller community gets set and stable, then we could start building out. So still focusing on the music. So I'm actually doing this Straight Out of Preschool mixtape with 7K.
Shout out to 7K. Shout out to my sis, man.
She pitched me this idea and I was like, bro, I'm so on board. You don't even know. It's
that's beautiful.
Kids bops, but for our kids.
Yeah, our kids bops.
And it's not, but it's not like the songs on our radio and just making a clean version. Like, this is actually, like, the song that I'm going to be doing is the ABCs of Black activists.
Okay.
And it's going to be the ones that we don't talk about, and it's leaving off the ones that you learn about in school because
You
those
finna
are
educate
so
them. Yeah, you
heavily
finna
given
educate
to
them
you.
kids.
There's
Let's
names
get
on there that I haven't even heard of that made progress, and it was like never told about this.
Educate
person.
yourself and the kids at the same damn time. That's a beautiful thing. Nah,
Well,
for real. That's
that
dope.
part.
That's dope.
Yeah, and so I have this idea that I want to get started for like the homeless and the homeless vets. Since we get free meals on Veterans Day, I want to like find a restaurant or some other veterans that I can partner with where we go get our free meals and we just give it to the homeless. Because I have a job.
Right.
I can pay for food if I need it.
Yeah.
I don't need to go to a restaurant to get free food just to say, hey, I served.
That's dope.
Let me serve. If I serve, let me serve. So
that's dope.
I want to do that.
That's dope. Don't want to do it, do it.
It's in the works.
Yeah, I already work it out. Man, I'm big on this power in the tongue, so we gotta watch what we say, how we say it, man. And I want to see that for real. I want to see you do anything you want to do.
I appreciate that.
For real, man. So the music side of it, been performing, doing any shows lately?
The last show I had was last month. I actually opened for Lil Will.
Oh, okay.
My Dougie.
Yeah, Lil Will.
Yeah. That was fun.
That was fun.
I ended up getting invited to perform with them again in Houston like a couple weeks later, but unfortunately I had to turn it down.
Oh, wow.
My great aunt passed away the day of the show.
That's it. That's messed up.
Well, her funeral was the day of the show.
That's messed up.
And I'm going through therapy. I'm trying to get back on the family track, and knowing that there's so much history that our generation is going to lose access to because we don't sit with our elders and ask them questions about their childhood and what they experienced.
Preach.
Like my great grandmother was actually a slave, and I remember having a conversation with her like right before she passed where she told me her whole story of like remember being on a plantation and picking cotton and all of this stuff. But he's the mother of my great uncle who is still alive, but his sister just passed away. And I'm like, okay, you're the last of the siblings.
Right.
So if I'm gonna get any information,
I need to get it.
I need to start coming down to Arkansas more, and that's a commitment that I personally have to make. Yeah.
That's dope, cause family first for sure, and keeping them values of who we are and what we've been through and what makes us alive is tough these days with how the world is. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to get a kid in and make them what they want to be, especially when their home situation ain't so well. You know what I'm saying? To where this just seems better. It ain't better. It just seems better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It ain't real love. It ain't genuine. They want you for something. They want to use you for something. That's dope. How you feel about the music scene in the DFW, the underground music scene? I don't like that face. What's up? Talk to me.
It's so many complexities. Cause from the venue aspect, I hate it.
Far as what?
Because a lot of venues are closing down, going away from the live music aspect, and I feel like personally targeting hip hop and rap. So you have that issue coupled with the city doing what they're trying to do, because now you need a permit if you want to film a music video on a sidewalk that's in front of a business.
For real?
Or if you're going
It be like that though. It just ain't like that for us on, the nigga level. Let me say it like that.
But they started enforcing it November 1st.
Oh, for real? Like a nigga gonna get in trouble if I be like, say let's shoot a video out here in front of 7-Eleven real. We gonna get in trouble.
You need a permit.
For 30 seconds.
And that's music videos, films, commercials,
Anything.
TV shows.
Yeah, they just cranking down.
So you got that, and then from the actual artist standpoint, we have immense amount of talent. Immense amount of talent. but I feel like everybody is doing this because we don't have direction.
No direction.
And it's like, yeah, you can learn as much as you can on your own. You can read the books. You can, you know, go to the seminars. You can go to that. But if we don't have a network that's actually truly about helping and educating and being that guide, it's all null and void. You're just going to have immense talent continuing to do this. And then people get mad when they leave out of the city.
Do you feel like this is because there's no, besides no direction, there's no unity? Because I feel like without direction, okay, might not have direction, but look, unity, you know what I'm saying? We might not have no direction, but with some unity.
I wouldn't even say unity because I see so many cliques. So people can come together. I just think the purpose of music has been lost. Now, don't get me wrong, there's always a time for party songs. There's always a time for getting lit songs. But you need the other stuff too.
We need our sides and our aspects of it.
Because it affects the brain, it affects the waves, it affects what you know, tell yourself, what you tell other people, the other things that you influence. So if all you're listening to
is bullshit, or you know what I'm saying? Nah, for real.
Like your brain is gonna be stuck on bullshit.
And I know this real random, but like I kind of go back to what you said for us about people talking to our elders and sticking to our roots. A lot of black people don't realize this music is spiritual to us. I don't heard people tell me plenty of times they went to church and they were like praise and worship was amazing and beautiful, but after that it was kind of like they was just there. Because music is spiritual to us, you know what I'm saying? Like, and with that being said, it's what you feeding your spirit. You know what I'm saying?
So frequencies matter.
Frequencies matter.
Even the BPM of the song that you're listening to matters because that BPM is eliciting a specific response in your brain.
Exactly. Exactly.
That is feeling thoughts and feelings.
Exactly.
And if you don't know yourself and you can't separate what's the music influence and what's your own influence.
If you don't know yourself, everybody I talk to on my show, it always come back to this, and that's just because I preach this. Before anybody can be real with me, they gotta be real with themselves. And if people not real with me, it don't even make me mad because, like, I understand you're not real with yourself yet. You know what I'm saying? And that comes with knowing yourself. You can't be real with nobody until you know who you are. You gonna always follow the trends or follow the leader or kind of just let people push you into what they want you to do versus you doing what you want to do and being who you want to be. You got to know yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
For real, man. I'm glad you know yourself for real. That's dope because people don't know themselves.
And it's a life journey. You got to learn yourself
and it's a tough
learn
journey.
Yourself. You know?
It's a life journey and it's a tough journey. You gotta be willing to really look at yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, I'm fucked up, or I was fucked up, or this I do fucked up, and I don't need to be on that. It's real. Cause like I'm at the point in life where I know who I am. People think I be on some different shit. I just like, nah, I know who I am and what you want. I'm not on. There's not no beef or disrespect.
Yeah.
At all. It ain't no. It's all love. I want to see you be successful and great. You know what I'm saying? I'm just on a different journey, on a different road, on a different path than you are. It's all love. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And a lot of people don't get that. For real. So anybody in the city for his own music that you want to work with?
Ooh, in the city.
In the city. Anybody in the city that you want to work with? And who have you been working with?
I definitely want to work with Bang Free Game.
Okay.
He's been on my list for a while to work with. I love his energy on stage. I went to a show a couple years ago and he was standing on the bar rapping and had the whole crowd around him. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I seen my nigga perform too. He lit for sure.
Oh yeah. See. There's also Honey Banks. She's real legit.
Honey B?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Real legit. Still need to work on a collab with T. Lafayette. That we had something in the works, but we need to get back to it.
I'm gonna have to check them out. I ain't heard the name. That's a group or a person or a team, Lafayette?
T Lafayette.
T
One
Lafayette.
half of The Remedy
Okay.
with Ace Sinatra.
Okay.
They were just on one of you guys' shows.
Okay. That's on one of them.
I think it was Exotic.
Exotic Club. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Big shout out to Exotic Club Talk Show, man, for shit show, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. For real. That's what's up. So who your top 3 artists in the city that you listen to? Not no group of shit, not just your friend. Who you really got a rotation on your playlist?
Ooh. I would say Curtis Mays. Think of his name. I hear the song in my head.
But you can't think of his name.
But I cannot think of the name. Dang it, I cannot think of his name.
Okay, who else?
Like I have a whole DFW playlist.
Oh, you got a whole DFW
yeah,
playlist.
I'm like trying to go through.
Well, give me your top 3 off the whole DFW playlist then.
Okay.
Top 3 artists that you want to hear and gonna hear off your playlist. She said, I like that. I was thinking about creating one.
Got to. I just be letting it ride sometimes.
See, I just be putting it in my regular playlist.
It's literally called Dallas Greatest.
Hey, Dallas Greatest.
Yeah, so Charming Music, Lyric Ashani, Curtis Mays, and my other dude. Where is he? Oh, Jay Waiters, of course. Absolute, Dwyer, Jack Stoisy. Got a lot.
I see. I said top 3. Look, I wasn't gonna even stop you. I was gonna let you just keep going. I'm like, fuck it.
Like,
Shout them all out. And the reason I let you go off, cause that DFW, fuck it. I'm a fan of the DFW. Period.
Oh, yeah.
Say everybody, you know,
So
fuck it. You mean?
Whole playlist.
Yeah, shout out to the DFW, man.
man.
Yeah, I need to put you on some of that 34 of the King so we can add him to your playlist too, man,
Okay.
for shit show. Goddamn me. But before we leave, you said some real shit and you kept saying it, so it's heavy on my heart to like talk about it with you before you leave. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Mental health in the black community. You got a therapist, you going to a therapist. I love it. I feel like I need a therapist. I'm not in a position right now to where I can go do that, but I try to stay aware. You know what I'm saying? I know myself. I try to stay aware since I don't have that person to talk to or whatever. I try to stay aware. But how has that affected you in your daily life? And just talk, let's talk about mental health in the black community.
So, I love my therapist. It's going to therapy is more than just having somebody to talk to.
Right.
Because initially when I started, I went in thinking that way. And I was just mile a minute, story after story, like, you're going to listen to all my childhood trauma. I know this instance, when I was this old, this instance. And then she hit me with the, so what do you want to get from our sessions? And I was like, I can't just talk to you and leave. Like
what you mean?
I can't
Like, what do
just
you
dump my
mean?
emotions and be good. And she was like, no, I'm here to actually put a plan.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you say that you have anxiety. So the first step is we need to list out all of your triggers. Whether that's a look, a phrase, somebody's tone of voice, action. You need to list out all of your triggers so that you can see them, recognize them. When they happen, recognize that they are a trigger. Once you give that list to me, now we're going to talk about when you feel triggered, here are some of the steps that you can take.
I'm glad I brought this up because a lot of people don't have therapy, can't afford therapy, whatever the case may be. But if somebody listening with the open mind and open heart, they can utilize some of these tools for themselves and use them in their own everyday life. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because we need it, man. Like, as a black person who has found myself and know who I am, I see that, like, we be snapping on each other for nothing sometimes. And I be like, man, now that I'm aware, it be like, I tell a nigga, I be like, bro, it ain't even all there, instead of being rah-rah with a nigga or letting him think it is something it ain't, you know what I'm saying? I be like, bro, this all, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that a lot of us mentally, first and foremost, a lot of us are mentally messed up. We got trauma. You know what I'm saying?
Not even your own personal trauma and your own personal childhood trauma, but as a race and a culture, we have trauma.
On me.
If I could literally pay for every black person in the world to get therapy,
high five for real, B.
I so would.
I would too. I promise, because it's needed. When your heart open and you start seeing your brothers and sisters, you like, oh, they hurt. When you see stuff that they not saying, or it kind of bothers you when you really do genuinely love people type shit, it be like, damn, I wish I knew what to do or could fix it up. You know what I'm saying?
And if you can empathize, then you can provide grace.
Man. And,
this
nigga deep. See, some told me to bring this up with you. Some told me to bring this up with you for real, because that's real.
Because the main takeaway from my therapy from this last session has literally been changing just a couple words. And it's, so-and-so did this, so now I gotta do this. And changing that into, I allowed this person to cross my boundary and do this. Now I'm mad at them for crossing a boundary that I did not even tell them that I said. And now I want to take those frustrations out on you, but it's self-accountability. I allowed you to do it. Like, I know my boundaries. If I didn't want you to do it, I shouldn't have allowed it. And now that's me, that I gotta go back and be like, well, why did you allow that person to do that? If you know you don't like that.
If you know you don't like that, you know you don't play.
Why did you allow it?
And that's because, man, again, the lack of knowledge, the lack of information, the lack of knowing is the first problem. And we need to start, like real talk, if you can't afford the education yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with studying. There's nothing wrong with learning. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be better. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing. Change is not a bad thing. Change is great.
Start with YouTube University first.
YouTube
Finding
University.
therapists on there.
I love YouTube.
For every topic that I thought that I had an issue with, literally. And if you want to make it more specific, you can put black therapist after that. There's a whole thing. If you want to find your own personal therapist, you can always go to therapyforblackgirls.com or therapyforblackmen.com, and it is a list of only black professional therapists.
I love it, man. I love it. And I was going to ask you another question, but it's pointless because I feel like we agree and we say the same thing. I was about to say, do you feel like it's needed? But you said, and I agree, if I could pay for it for all my brothers and sisters, I would. So we can just skip over that question. I just want to say it was really a blessing having you here today. For me. A lot of times I be thinking this interview like we can just put on, turn each other up. You know what I'm saying? But spiritually, I be needing this. You know what I'm saying? I be getting some real game, real information, real knowledge from y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. But before we sign off and let them go, man, tell the people who you are, where to find the music, where to find the merch, and tell them what it is.
Again, that is KING.KIDD. That's KING.KIDD with 2 D's. I am a conscious poet who makes hip-hop music with a splash of pop and R&B. You can find all my music, my merch, my shows on D as in David, B as in boy, prod.org, or on my Facebook and Instagram. You can also go find the merch on there as well.
Already, man. Shout out to KING.KIDD for coming through and kicking it with King, man. 3,400 King, man, is much love, many blessings, and I appreciate it, man. I wish you much love and success in what you do and everything you do. For real. Make sure you come back, because I know you're going to turn it up another notch. When you turn it up another notch, y'all make sure you spin the block. Don't forget about your boy Kicking It with King, man.
I got you.
Already. Much love. This has been Kicking It with King. This is your girl, KING.KIDD, man. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with her. For shit show.